welcome to Shelley Has Opinions, the hit podcast where the Chatfield girls try and guess their sister Shelley's opinion on a variety of topics. My name is Holly Chatfield Flanagan, and with me is...
Shelley Chatfield Allison.
And finally we have...
Julie Chatfield Miller.
And we don't have any sister expert today. I guess we're all just going to sit around being a bunch of dummies.
I guess we haven't figured out the mystery of who done it yet.
Yeah, from our last episode, Murder Mysteries, Julie apparently murdered our expert sister, which is why we didn't have one then or now. Yeah. I don't know why I keep waiting for one to come back.
If we figure out the mystery, then she'll be revived, I guess, was my theory.
Well, joke's on you. I murdered every sister expert we've ever had.
Oh no, all of our honorary Chatfields, no.
Yep, gone.
That includes some of our own children.
All of them. Gone.
Oh no.
I'll miss them. But now I'm going to Cabo. That's the only thing holding me back from going to Cabo, apparently, is my children.
Yeah, because you're famously loving traveling and being outside.
Is that all there is to do in Cabo is be outside?
At the beach? Probably.
Is the beach outside there? Gross.
Is it inside where you are?
My famously landlocked state, yes. But you know what is my favorite, and what I kind of wanted to talk about before we brought up the topic, is that I'm a trendsetter.
Oh gosh, that voice definitely is.
I'm just an influencer. And let me tell you how. I want to say in this voice the words, Nacho Libre.
Oh,
I decided to show my children the movie Nacho Libre starring Jack Black, written by the Hesses of Napoleon Dynamite fame, and also Mike White of School of Rock fame. Did you know that, Shelley Gang? Bet you didn't, because I'm a genius and a trendsetter. But I showed it to my kids, and I realized as I was watching it that Julie and her husband, producer emeritus Corbin, quote it in their regular daily vernacular, like 50% of their vernacular.
50% of the things that we say.
I guess that's true. It doesn't make up a whole 50% of your vernacular. That's true.
I know a lot of words that I'd never say.
Wow, that's a weird flex.
They're all 4-letter words.
Oh, no. So I decided to show that to my children. They liked it. I liked it. And then as I told Julie and Corbin that I was shocked by how much they quoted, they showed their children. And then I was telling Shelley about it tonight. And then she might show her child. So I'm definitely a trendsetter.
Yes, but it's gonna have to wait. I mean, it can come down the pike, but there's another movie I'm gonna show Jet first.
What is it?
It is a movie actually I want to see, so selfishly, next time we watch a movie, I'm going to watch Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go.
What?
Hooray! Yes, my children and I were just talking about that today because we've been watching a lot of Teen Titans Go, the Cartoon Network animated television show.
It's a very funny show.
I want to see it, so that is coming down the pike next time. So Nacho is going to have to wait his turn. But I think when we watch it, Jet will be like, this is funny sometimes. This is going to be too awkward for him other times.
I definitely did a lot of laughing, and then my 7-year-old Theo would turn to me and be like, what's happening? What's going on? What's funny? Why are you laughing? I'm like, if I have to explain it, you're not going to get it.
You're not my level yet, Theo.
You can't understand why him quirking up his eyebrow like that is just so funny.
But I am so glad that we could just talk about Jack Black because I love him and I think he is so funny, and School of Rock is one of my top movies of all time.
I think I like Nacho Libre better than I like School of Rock.
I think I've seen both of those movies, but I'm not sure if I've ever seen either of them all the way. So
What?
Oh, Shelley.
I think I have not seen as much Jack Black as you two have.
So I've seen a lot of Jack Black in my lifetime, but I've seen a lot of another thing in my lifetime, and that is interesting topics to bring to my sister Shelley, that she then is like, do we have to talk about this? And I say, yes.
You have seen a lot of that in your day.
Yeah, ever since you came into my life, I've posed questions to you, and then you've been like, dang it.
Yeah, even as an infant. Dang it. Why do you do this to me, Holly?
Oh, I bet I probably did ask you a lot of questions, and then you just, I was so angry that you didn't understand. Mom, Dad, write in the comments. Shelley, would you like to know today's topic? It, speaking of our mother, was suggested by her.
I know she's been throwing a lot your way lately.
Always.
The other day, she sent a list of them to me and Holly, and like half of them were Mexican themed, like Mexican food and other Mexican fun things to talk about.
I guess it's like Dia de los Muertos was on its way, and she just had Mexico on the mind.
That's generous. That's a generous reading of that. Shelley, today's topic is caves.
Okay. It's funny because I think I sometimes try to guess what you're going to say as you're saying it. And I definitely thought you were going to say Cave of Wonders, which I was going to say, that's not real. I can't talk about that. But you know what? Caves, they are real. They're as real as bats who like to live in caves.
So true.
Shelley, I don't know how you could ever say nay about the Cave of Wonders. That is from the movie Aladdin, which is my favorite Disney movie. Everything in it is good. Even Jafar, he has a little good in his heart.
Well, I didn't say that I didn't want to talk about it because I hate it. I was just trying to state that it's not real, Holly.
So a lot of things aren't real that are good that you can talk about, that people talk about all the time. Shelley, now I'm on the offensive. Now I'm so upset.
Well, are you pro caves or against caves?
Julie's going to be doing the pro reasons why you should like caves, and I'm going to be doing the anti reasons why you shouldn't. And we don't have a sister expert. That's because she's lost in the Cave of Wonders.
Oh no, our poor sisters are lost in a fictional cave.
She wasn't a diamond in the rough.
Oh, I think she is. Shine bright like a diamond, Carly and Kelly.
Julie, will you please tell Shelley your reasons why she should like caves?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious why everyone should love caves. I'm sure we all have strong opinions about it one way or the other. But, Shelley, caves are wonderful. They are nature's treasure box. There are so many cool things that you can find in caves, and sometimes it takes millions of years for them to be discovered by us, humans.
And the treasures have just been building up over time.
Yes. Like some treasures take millions of years to make, or like thousands of years. I don't know how cave treasures work.
Yeah, people are constantly investing in caves. That takes time to have that build up. They need to just start like a GoFundMe and just get it all over with.
I bet we could do that. Caves, I'll support you. Send me the link.
They have to make a pretty good like video to sell it though for me. We'll see.
Oh.
We'll see where I fall.
Okay. I guess you can't give it away this early in the episode. Shelley, you live in a land that is very close to a mountain called Timpanogos.
Declared Utah's Everest the other day in the paper.
Thank goodness. That's been decided. I wonder what Virginia's Everest is.
I'll be the expert for this evening. I'll look it up.
All right. We, several times in our lives, have, or maybe several times, at least one time, we've walked the trail up to the Timpanogos Caves and gone inside those caves and beheld their treasures. So in the Timpanogos Caves, there are very fancy treasures like stalactites, stalagmites, geodes. Is that what one might call those things?
I don't know.
Rocks with like crystals inside.
Yes, especially when you say it like that.
Well, I was inspired to say a cool thing because I just read a cool thing about Virginia's Mount Everest.
What is it?
There's 2 answers. One may surprise you. Click on my link. No, the tallest mountain in Virginia is Mount Rogers. And then it also says Mount Vernon. Just kidding. I just said that for fun jokes.
It was a good one.
Thanks.
Mount Vernon's not very tall, guys.
Is it a real mountain? I just thought it was a house that George Washington lived in.
It is. And it's not very tall.
Did you climb it? Do you know?
Yeah. I scaled the side of it. They didn't like that very much.
Is that when your son got away from you and put his hands on charcoal and then made his face all black?
No, that was earlier.
Okay, perfect.
So that he could, we could enjoy his black raccoon eyes.
His what looked like sunglasses in pictures, unless you really zoomed in.
The Mount Everest of Virginia. Love it. But we had a great time walking around in the caves of Timpanogos and seeing all the cool sights in there. I would go do it again if I lived in your land. Also, I remember that it was nice and cool in there in the hot summer days. That's another nice thing.
I would say most caves are probably relatively cool. Unless you're going very, very deep.
Like center of the earth style.
Yeah.
That would be one neat cave.
This cave comes out in China.
Oh, gosh.
We're all saying cool stuff, cool ways tonight.
Okay, so treasure number 1, beautiful geodes and other natural formations. Treasure number 2, cool air, I guess? Coolness on hot summer days. Treasure number 3, cave paintings. Our first ancestors did their art on the sides of caves, probably other places that were not very well preserved. Not very good thinking ahead, cavemen.
Yeah, get it together.
But, this is the first art of humans in caves.
That is pretty neat.
So neat.
History, baby.
I like history and art. Do you, Shelley? No, don't tell me. We'll do that another day.
The topic is history.
All of history.
The topic is art.
And then a third topic, art history.
Oh.
Didn't see that coming.
We've ruined it. Now she knows it's coming. Dang it.
So, you mean I don't have to waste my time learning all about all of history and all of art and all of art history?
And not just learning about it, forming an opinion about its goodness or badness.
Oh, no, I am the judge of all of history to say whether it is good or bad.
Yeah, so start studying up, Shell. That's next week.
Oh, next week. Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's
okay.
a triple topic episode.
Oh, no.
A 5-hour episode.
Not only do I have to say if each one is good or bad, but then I have to choose amongst them which is the best.
Here's another treasure of caves. Creatures. Shelley, have you ever heard of bats?
I think I've heard that they may or may not be real.
They are. And they live in real caves. Here's a crazy thing, a crazy fact that I learned about bats. Bats are 1/5 of all mammals on the earth.
By number of species or just by sheer like number of them?
No, by number of importance.
The 5th most important mammals on the earth.
No, they take up 20% of the importance of mammals, and then everybody else has to share the rest.
Well, where do bears fall on that scale? Because bears also live in caves sometimes.
That's true.
Have you ever heard of bears, Shelley?
I know they're real.
And they go like this in caves sometimes.
That's true. Bears be hibernating.
Bear snores would probably be really cute.
It probably would be.
Shelley, would you do an impression of a bear snore, please?
No, Julie already did one.
No, that was just a regular snore. I want a bear snore, please, Shelley.
No.
Wait. Will you do what in an Australian accent?
No.
Oh, okay.
There's no Australian bears.
What? Crikey.
Oh, no. I'm the expert. I gotta look it up.
Yeah, I said that very confidently, but now I don't know.
And koala bears aren't really bears.
They're not bears, they're marsupials.
Your mom's a marsupial.
No, she did not take that back.
Mom's gonna hear this. You know that, right, Julie?
She likes that kind of thing, right?
She loves your mama jokes.
Mom, wouldn't you like to be a marsupial?
She'd rather be a polar bear.
As of 2013, according to grizzlyresearchrockies.wordpress.com, there are no bears in Australia.
Oh, no.
Black bears or their relatives live on all continents except for Africa, Australia, and Antarctica, aka they only live on 4 continents.
Yeah, almost all, meaning just a little bit over 50%.
So we know about bears, we know about bats, but there are also lots of wild creatures. Wild as in like they haven't been tamed, but also they're just so crazy because like deep sea. Do you know? Not deep sea. Deep cave creatures. Like those creepy newt kind of things that have no pigment and they have no eyeballs. You've read about creatures like that, haven't you, Shelley?
Yes. Like they're like colorless, have no eyes, and they're creepy. Just like you said.
But they're also very cool. Maybe I should make Corbin not listen to this so I can talk about one of those creepy, awesome creatures in my own podcast.
Podville.com.
Yes.
Well, it's just called Podville.
Okay.
Treasure number whatever I said. Very neat creatures. Scary and nice. Also, one thing you can find in a cave very easily. Darkness.
I know a song about darkness. Do you want to hear about it?
Yeah.
Darkness falls and the night's begun. A river of light runs as bright as the sun.
I was thinking of another darkness song, my son's favorite song. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
But I like my That Thing You Do reference better.
Well, we all have references, and we all can love them equally.
Holly, one time I was on an airplane and I was singing that song to my little son Theo, who was little at the time, and somebody very near to me sitting in one of the other seats started singing along with me. And I was like, this is the best day ever.
I mean, that is a great song.
Did you lock eyes with that person?
No.
Did you fall in love?
That's a good thing I didn't see them. Maybe I would have fallen in love with them. That'd have been really inconvenient for me.
That was one of the songs on the soundtrack that I'm glad they like stretched out from the movie because it's so good.
Oh, so good. That whole soundtrack. Now that's another movie I have to watch.
Influencer.
But Shelley, do you remember this part in the Timpanogos Cave tour where they turn off all the lights and it's just pitch black?
I do remember that. It so scared me.
Oh no, I thought it was neat. But
I actually did too.
oh, because there's like no other place on Earth that you can have this sensation of like absolute darkness. There is only one other place that I can think of that I have felt that sensation.
I know exactly where it is.
Where?
Oh, Holly, will you do the honors?
Is it mom and dad's bathroom?
Oh, no.
Is it the cave at Grandma and Grandpa Chatfield's house?
Yes! Holly, you're banished.
Oh, no.
Just kidding.
Guys, at Shelley Gang, our parents' master bathroom doesn't have any outside windows, and that's where we would often go to like test out our jack-o'-lanterns or whatever.
Or like glow-in-the-dark toys.
But there's still a little light that could seep through the cracks. You know what I'm saying?
That's true, but then our grandparents lived in a condo that had a basement that was reached by a spiral staircase. There was like a hangout room, but then there was like a bedroom with a door you could close. And it was really dark.
It would get so dark, like to the point of like when whoever got to sleep there, like that was the best place to sleep because you could sleep until like noon the next day and you'd never know.
Because it was dark and it was cool, just like a real cave.
And quiet.
And very quiet. And yeah.
And that's where all the blankets lived.
Yeah, so we could hibernate there.
I did. I lived there when I was pregnant with my son, Jack.
Yeah. So, in closing, caves are nature's treasure box. Nature put all the best things in it. Darkness, coolness, weird creatures, and gems and jewels.
And crystals.
Then locked it in a deep cave so no one could find it. They have to work for the treasure.
Hey, that sounds like a wonderful cave. A cave of wonders?
I wonder where Disney got their inspiration.
I forgot that's one of the treasures that caves puts in itself. Genies.
Oh, you did a great job. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What would that sound like if you said it in an echoey cave?
Can't hear me. I'm too far down in the deep dark.
Oh, no. That's like a horror movie, though.
That's a perfect intro into my reasons why Shelley shouldn't like caves. So, Shelley, I believe that you should not like caves because, for the first reason, they are trickily outside, inside, outside.
What?
What do I mean by that?
Yes, I don't know.
And by the word trickly, you mean like tricks and not like trickling.
You caught my double entendre. Let's talk about it.
Let's unpack this.
So, caves are made by how? Lots of ways. One way is running water. Water runs in a mountain, and then it says, it can't get through. And then it erodes. Hello, cave. And then there are notoriously very wet walls in caves because there's trickling water.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
But also, it's tricks. There are tricks afoot in caves because they are an enclosed space with notoriously cave walls.
Uh-huh.
You know I love four walls. Oh, you got me, caves. But I see through your games, caves, because did a contractor build your walls?
Nature's contractor.
Are your walls made of American brick and wood? Are your walls ones that I can insulate in case I get chilly? No. Is the roof over my head have tasteful shingles on it?
Holly only likes shingle roofs.
Tasteful.
None of these gaudy shingles.
Shingles made of pure gold.
So you're saying only man-made things for you. Nature, get out of here.
Nature keeps trying to get me to like it, and I keep saying, no, thanks. And And caves are the ultimate in trickery by nature. To say, hey, Holly, see what you crave? You love walls. You've been saying it for years. Also, Holly, look at this. You can't see the sky. And I say, you're right. And thank you for trying. I appreciate you, nature. However, I ain't about that life. I don't like it outside.
Trickery by nature sounds like a really weird magic shop.
That's like what would be at like Arboretum. Like, come into and see our show, Trickery by Nature.
I was thinking it was like, are you a scamp? Come to our magic shop, Trickery by Nature, because only you tricky people by nature, born that way. Baby, I was born this way. I love playing tricks.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's trickery.
I was thinking it sounded more like a perfume. Trickery by Nature.
Which essentially that is olfactory trickery. Come smell me. You
smell like
smell like me, but you think I'm a cave because you smelled me and yum. So that's my first point.
Okay.
My second point is I am not an elf.
What?
I can't see in the dark, but you know who can? My Dungeons and Dragons character, Darren, who is an elf wizard. Recently, he got to use his dark sight, or his seeing in the dark, or I can't remember what it says, but he can see in the dark, and some of my compatriots couldn't, but then I cast a magical light, and then everyone could.
Oh, man.
What could your character see in the dark because he's an elf? Or because he's a wizard?
Okay. I'm just playing Dungeons and Dragons because my children want to. I haven't immersed myself in the lore. I have literally no idea how to answer your question.
And are there no dwarves in your party? Because I would think a dwarf famous for mining in caves would really be able to work well in the dark.
I do have a dwarf. It is my daughter Lucy, and his name is Brotter. And Brotter could also see in the dark, but he was not yet in the room.
Okay,
so I'm not an elf. I can't just walk into any cave and see things. Julie already referenced the fact that caves get very dark, but guess what? Not every cave has a fun part where it's like, and now you'll see how dark it is. Turn off this light switch. Kablam! It's so dark. No, not every cave has that. In fact, most caves do not. If there was like a roulette wheel and you spun it. No, even better, even more accessible, a Wheel of Fortune wheel. And you spun it, and clap with Pat Sajak while it was spinning, and then it click, and then it said, cave number 20. The fact is, that random cave probably does not have lights in it.
Naturally occurring lights.
And what happens on this game show is that you click, cave 20, and then a trap door opens, and then you slide into this cave anywhere in the world, and then you have to get all the way back. You have to solve the clues and the mysteries, and then when you get back, Pat Sajak gives you a hug.
Oh,
that's
thanks,
so
Pat
nice.
Sajak. I was so scared. I didn't know that trapdoor was going to open.
And you can't win this game if you can't see in the dark. Yeah, that's kind of bad. But I mean, I don't think every one of our listeners is an elf or a dwarf or any other Dungeons and Dragons species that can see in the dark. But what I do think is that everybody wants to be, you know?
That's true.
We all wish we were elves.
Yeah. And I'm sorry I had to bring it up this way, guys. I'm sorry I had to remind you yet again that you're not an elf. But I needed it for this show. I needed to make this point.
And you also knew that secretly in my heart, I want to be an elf solely for the fact that I could be able to see in the dark. That no other elf qualities appease me. Just seeing in the dark.
There we go, Shelley. I'm so glad that I know you so well. Okay, my next point is caves are a cold, stern environment. the most comforting thing in there is the soft stones like limestone. Caves are made of stone. They have other stones in them besides just one stone.
Just stone.
And they also don't really boast a lot of other things. Julie did mention creatures, and those can be soft, but they move a lot. A lot. And unpredictably so.
You mean a bat isn't going to let me use it as a pillow if I need to sleep in a cave?
I mean, a live bat.
Oh, gosh.
Ooh, challenging.
I'm sorry, I said that.
So there are different kinds of porousness of stone. Famously, a very porous stone is pumice. That's what people use to scrub off things. Feet, not off their feet, but like people use it on their feet.
You can also use them to get pet fur out of upholstery and stuff.
What?
I've learned that recently.
Huh. Well, so some stones are very porous, others are not, and when I was doing a little research about caves, it did highlight soft stones a lot. They just talked about it so much, and I thought caves aren't soft; they're hard. They're so hard that their softest thing is still stone.
Yeah, just soften up, caves. Let us in. Don't be so hard.
And that's not welcoming. And Shelley, I feel like you want a welcoming environment and not like a really stern, staunch, like wet walled environment. Yuck.
If I had to choose one environment out of all the environments in the world,
I'd want it so that when I'm having a hard day and I lean on this wall, I just fall down because it's so slick.
Oh, so it can mix in with my tears. I won't remember I'm crying.
Oh no, that's a pro point. Dang it. So I have 2 more points as to why you should be anti-caves. This penultimate point is a little bit mystic. Would you like to know what it is?
Sure. Because elves weren't mystic enough.
Today, our mother was in Utah. She had been in Utah for a wedding, and she came to church with me. She's now gone home, so bye-bye, Mommy. But I hope she's not mad that I tell this. But she was sitting next to me, and she looked over at me, and then pointed like her chin at me, and then said, "Are there bats in the cave?" And then,
oh, yep.
turns out, no. So that's when I knew that your answer for caves would be no, because it was fate that Mom asked that, and then the answer was no. If there had been a huge booger in her nose, I would have said yes, and then I would have been like, dang it, Shelley's going to choose Julie's point. I have one more point as to why, Shelley, you should be anti caves. Hey, guess what?
What?
They're really easy to get lost in, and you probably will, Shelley. Thank you.
Oh, no. I don't like these things that sound like threats. You and Julie have been taking turns threatening me for hundreds of episodes now.
It's not a threat. I'm just saying, Shelley,
It's just a prediction.
the likelihood of you getting lost in a cave, pretty high, right?
I mean, if I went into like a wild cave that I found without a guide or lights or anything, you're probably right. I probably would get lost, but I probably also wouldn't go in. I live my life very cautiously.
You do, famously. But I just thought I should end on that point so you could really ruminate on it while you're deciding.
Oh.
Now is the time we've all been waiting for. The opinion of the MVP of this podcast, the most Vishnu podcaster. Shelley, in the Hindu religion, and if you're the most Vishnu, who's your best friend? Is it Brahma or Shiva?
I'll never tell.
Shelley, what do you think about caves?
Well, caves is a great topic. Good job.
Yeah, Mom did a great job.
Yeah.
Also, in the list that caves was in, also had again some Mexican food, and also just some things that I was like, I can't ask Shelley if she likes electric toothbrushes because I know she owns one, so can't do anything about that.
Maybe I hate it. Maybe I hate using it. You don't know.
Corbin uses an electric toothbrush, and I use a non-electric. His ran out of batteries or something, and I was like, just use the regular one. And he was like a caveman?
Just like Weird Al says in a song that Jet loves.
Oh, that's probably why he said it.
It's about first world problems. Okay, so caves. Like a caveman. like we talked about just now. Yes, they did maybe live in caves, probably lived in caves, did paint in caves for sure. Great place to paint. So that is a pro.
I should have said one of the creatures that was in a cave was man. Dang it.
I guess I had never thought of them as a treasure box. I'd never perceived caves in that way, maybe because caves are not usually a boxy shape. I was thrown for a loop by that. And yes, we have been to Mount Timp here in Utah, Mount Timpanogos. I would say a handful of times. We even went as recently as when I have been married to my husband. I mean, that's been a while, but...
Like all of us?
Yeah, I have a picture of me and Julie on that trail, and she's on my back doing a cool pose, and like it's one of my favorite pictures of us, of the two of us.
That was from that recently? Huh.
My husband was there too.
Oh my gosh. Where was my husband?
Not around yet. He hadn't been born.
Probably actually in New Zealand.
Probably.
And he could have been in a cave. You don't know.
That's true. In New Zealand, there's the Mount Doom from Lord of the Rings. That's it. Are there any caves in Lord of the Rings? Plenty of elves. Plenty of dwarves.
There is a cave, and they get attacked by a big, mean spider.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if Corbin saw any of those in New Zealand.
And in The Hobbit, there's a significant cave where they meet Gollum.
Another treasure.
Treasure, magic rings. You didn't even mention that.
I'm too bored. I don't like Tolkien. Sorry, Dad. I know Dad's listening to this too, and he's like, how dare you? Because that's what our dad sounds like.
And he pulls out his silk fan and fans.
Yeah. Not a lot of people know this, but our dad's a fop.
Where are my smelling salts? My painting couch.
He's friends with the Scarlet Pimpernel.
I'm friends with the Scarlet Pimpernel. Dang.
So Mount Timp, been there, done that. Creatures, lots of creatures, weird fish and stuff that are white or clear and weird, and don't have eyes. That's gross. Get eyes, creatures. Even if you don't need them, just get them. You look weird without them. And I did learn that bears can also live other places. On a hike I went on recently, I learned that it was black or brown bears sometimes live in hollowed out trees.
I know a bear who lives in a hollowed out tree. Winnie the Pooh.
Does he live in a hollowed out tree? I thought he lives in a cave.
Yeah, I thought he did too.
Oh, no. Sorry, I'll be my own expert. Thanks.
As for darkness, it is a great place for darkness to live in a cave. They can be so far away from the sun. That is a great place to find it. So Julie, a lot of great points. Holly, the trickly inside, outside, inside is a lot to take in, but I get it. Sort of. I mean, it's kind of like being inside. And I guess technically you are inside, but I guess it's not the right kind of inside. I guess it's not the kind you like. You're right, you're not an elf. Neither am I. And but I would also say elves sometimes can live in caves, but they can live other places. So elves don't have to live live in caves. Don't be so narrow-minded.
I just sent you a picture of a map of the 100-acre woods on the text message chain that we have.
All right. I'll have to look. Oh, yep, there it is. Let's see, where does Winnie the Pooh live?
That part where it says my house.
Oh, that's right, in a tree. There we go. I was wrong. You were right, Holly.
But is it like the tree is the doorway and then like under the tree, underground is where his living space is?
I guess Rabbit is the one who kind of lives in a cave.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, rabbits live in holes, in secret tunnels.
I'll send you a picture of Rabbit's cave.
And Holly, you were right that the caves are made of stone. And there are soft stones, but they're still not soft. And you're right, I wouldn't want to like snuggle with a hibernating bear.
No?
To keep
I mean, if guaranteed it wouldn't eat you, I'd want to snuggle with a hibernating bear.
As for me getting lost in a cave, like I said, I wouldn't go in one that I thought I could get lost in. And if I got lost on like a cave tour, that would be bad news for me. But also probably unlikely. I try to stick pretty close to the guide. I'm not off like exploring on my own.
You always hold hands with the guide.
Yeah, because like when they turn off the lights, I want to be ready.
You never know when they're going to turn the lights off, so you better just hold the guide's hand the whole time.
They do it twice on a usual tour. Once they tell you ahead of time, and once it's a surprise. You never know when.
And then when the lights come back on, somebody's been murdered.
Oh no, not again. But as for me, I guess if I think of caves as a whole, like there are a lot of horror movies based in caves because I guess inherently there's a scariness to them. And if I was someone who explored caves, I could get lost. You might get lost, you might die, cave explorers. And I'm sorry. But I'm glad you've done it in the past because I like caves.
Yay!
I like caves. I've been to caves in multiple countries across this great world. We have explored Mount Temp here. I've been to the Jenolan Caves in the Blue Mountains in Australia, and they were great. Another creature that lives in caves is rock wallabies.
Cute.
They live in like the mouths of caves and stuff, and we saw some when we went because they were warming themselves by the lights that had been installed around the mouth of the cave.
In my research, it specifically said about creatures living in caves that most of the creatures live inside just the entrance of the cave.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I've seen bats leaving a cave, like a bazillion fruit bats from a cave in Bali when I was there. I've been to a cave with glowworms in New Zealand. Every cave I've been in has been an enjoyable experience. Maybe a little cold, maybe a little wet, but usually the tour guides prepare you for those things. They also let you know when it's going to be really dark, which I think is cool. I did learn in the cave in Australia that people there say necklace instead of necklace because one of the cave things like that had grown in there was the something necklace. I also have learned in caves that there's lots of great things in there to see, and they're beautiful, and they're great. They are a treasure.
Aww.
So I like them. If I was forced to go explore a wild cave, I probably wouldn't like it as much. But so far in my life, pretty much every experience I've had at a cave has been very positive.
So far in your life, you've never been forced to explore a cave.
Yes. So I've learned a lot of fun things in caves. I like caves. They're beautiful. Caves. They're great.
Put that on the commercial for your... put that in the headline for your GoFundMe, caves.
Yeah, I'll donate some money.
Hi, this is Shelley from ShelleyHasOpinions.com, the hit podcast
website.
Podcast website.
Just the website, though, not on the actual podcast.
I'm here to be the spokesperson for caves. welcome. Caves is paying me to go explore this wild cave.
This week on the podcast, we're sponsored by Caves.
Well, Shelley, thank you so much for sharing your opinion on caves. And now we are moving on to our segment, Five Girls Corner. Five Girls Corner!
Hooray!
Wow, we haven't done this in a long time.
Yeah.
So in this segment, Five Girls Corner, we are five Chatfield sisters, and we feel a big connection to groups of five. We in the past have done the Scooby Gang. We've done the Spice Girls, and we've done the Sisters in Pride and Prejudice.
Can I guess what we're going to do this time?
You can. You're probably not going to get it. Not that I don't think you're smart and wonderful. It's just that I kind of went a little left of center, but go ahead.
Is it the Teen Titans?
No, that'd be great.
We'll do that next time.
Yeah, I'll write that down. This week, we are going to be doing the top 5 Thanksgiving foods, according to an amalgamation of RealSimple.com, Insider.com, and MrFood.com. I was trying to think of a way that we could really set ourselves in the November and Thanksgiving season, and what better way to do that than to try and assign each one of us sisters as one of the top 5 Thanksgiving foods.
Oh, this is perfect.
So what I want to know is which Chatfield girl is which Thanksgiving food, and what is their secret ingredient?
Ooh.
So, do you have a list of 5 foods?
Yeah, are you going to tell us, or are we just going to have to guess?
Yeah, I do. Okay, the first one is turkey.
Classic.
The second one is mashed potatoes and gravy. Technically, those were always listed separately, but I think for our purposes, they need to be together.
I don't like gravy.
Well, then you don't have to be it.
The third one is stuffing. The fourth one was rolls.
Yes.
And the fifth is green bean casserole.
Huh.
There's also macaroni and cheese, but there's never been macaroni and cheese at a Chatfield Girl Thanksgiving, so I just skipped it, frankly.
I'm surprised sweet potatoes / yams aren't up there somewhere.
Sweet potato casserole was always like right after. Sorry, sixth place.
You almost made it. Yams.
We don't have 6 Chatfield sisters, so sorry. Girls, out of turkey, mashed potatoes and gravy, stuffing, rolls, and green bean casserole, who's who?
I will fight anyone to be stuffing. I love stuffing.
Wow.
In fact, when I have had Thanksgiving with you as an adult, you have told me that it's not Thanksgiving without stuffing.
I'll fight anyone who says it is.
I didn't realize you were so violently passionate about stuffing.
This will never be able to be a topic because I will say loud and proud, I love stuffing.
Well, Shell, if you're stuffing, what's your secret ingredient?
My secret ingredient is I am always the boxed stuffing mix, like the Cubbins traditional stuffing, because I have made stuffing from scratch, and it is a long and arduous process and tastes exactly like the box.
I thought you were going to say that you were stovetop stuffing, and that really amused me.
I do like the box, like the nicer box of stuffing.
Oh, so you want to go a little upscale?
A little upscale. I don't remember the exact brand name, but it's like Mrs. Cubbins or
Mrs. Cubbisons.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and I don't even eat it, and I just know it.
That's impressive.
I just get the box that's the right color. I get that one.
Okay, but what I know, like stuffings have like flavors, like herbs or chicken, or what flavor would you be?
I'd be traditional, which I think like herbs.
All
I don't love a cornbread stuffing.
Are you a traditional girl, Shelley?
I'm a very traditional girl.
Oh,
I'm your stuffing next door kind of girl.
Well, Julie, are you feeling like assigning one of the other ones?
I feel like I want to be mashed potatoes and gravy.
You do love gravy.
I don't like mashed potatoes. I just like gravy a lot.
What? Well, I challenge you, because the other day our sister Kelly only could eat potatoes at dinner. Mashed potatoes. She loved it.
Well, she's pregnant. She
Doesn't count.
Oh, thank goodness I'm not pregnant anymore, so I can count. No, I'm saying that her palate is narrowed significantly because she doesn't feel good.
So you know what? When I think about my Kelly, my youngest sister Kelly, I think of rolls.
I also had that instinct.
I agree, especially when, in the light of Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh. You get those brown and serve, baby.
Yeah, Kelly loves them.
So, Julie, you're going to have to be mashed potatoes and gravy.
I accept. I'll just drink the gravy and...
Is that your secret ingredient? Extra gravy?
My secret ingredient is a straw.
Your secret ingredient is the mashed potatoes and gravy is actually just a huge pile of gravy.
I really love these mashed potatoes and gravy. What's your secret? I leave out the mashed potatoes.
I love it. Okay, so we have Shelley as stuffing. She'll fight anyone who says any differently.
Fight anyone. Come at me, bros.
Kelly as rolls, Julie as mashed potatoes and gravy. Hold the mashed potatoes. So there's only left me and Carly and turkey and green bean casserole.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know which one you're going to choose. Because you're like a magnet. One of those is going to instantly repel you.
So I have a complex relationship with food that mixes with itself. And
mixes with itself? You mean mixed foods? Things that are combined.
Yes. I have an extremely adversarial relationship. I famously hate tuna fish casserole, but I also am not fond of any other type of casserole. That's not to say that I'm not fond of our sister Carly, but I think she is more like a green bean casserole because she has a lot of layers and is quite complex in a way that is enjoyable for a lot of people.
And Carly is delicious, and so is green bean casserole.
So what's her secret ingredient?
What's Carly's secret ingredient?
Yeah.
More of the dried onions.
Crunchy.
Carly loves a good crunch. Carly did go to cooking school for a while, so I think she would agree you need that mix of textures, baby.
Mm.
And standing finally alone is me and turkey. We always knew it would happen this way.
The star of Thanksgiving.
But also kind of dry if done badly. And needs all of the other side dishes, or else that is the loneliest Thanksgiving dinner of all time.
And makes people very sleepy if they take in too much of it.
And do you want to know what my secret ingredient is?
Uh-huh.
What?
It's a subversive honey glaze.
Ooh.
Delish.
Which you would think would go on a ham. No. Turkey.
I don't know what I think about that.
And I can be sweet. I'm really trying, but you have to just keep pouring it on and on and on again. It doesn't just stay. You need to keep doing it.
And Holly's a good mix of dark and light.
That's true. And I got a luscious bum.
And we all love to break Holly's bones.
This has been our segment, 5 Girls Corner.
5 Girls Corner.
Well, Shelley Gang, we forgot to say that Kelly's secret roll ingredient was love.
Oh.
Because we love her.
Underneath all of this, the secret ingredient is the dog show. We taste better with a little bit of dog show under our belts.
With a little bit of fur mixed in.
Well, not the international dog show. The national dog show is a Chatfield family tradition for realsies. that we're so dedicated to. So so you're right, Shelley. But Shelley Gang, thank you for coming and sharing another episode with us. We are so glad that you came. And if you want to see our new cave sponsorship featuring Shelley of ShelleyHasOpinions.com, go there.
See all of our cave merch.
ShelleyHasOpinions.com. That's SHELLEY. Hasopinions.com. There you can look at pictures of us. I may have even put that picture of Julie and I walking up to the Mount Timp cave. Because I like it so much, I wouldn't put it past myself. That's for sure. And there you can also find old episodes of ours. We would love it if you would contact us through the contact page or through our social medias. We love to hear from our fans, and especially we want to hear your ideas for future topics. Don't worry, you can send them to me on Twitter, on Facebook. Shelley will not see anything because she doesn't look at any social media.
I don't look at anything, period.
She doesn't have eyes.
I'm like a cave salamander.
But we would love to hear your topic suggestions. We just love when they're silly. And we also love when you come back next week. Every time you come back next week, we think you're a time traveler. How did you do it? We love to be in wonder of you, Shelley Gang, and I think the best place to feel that is the Cave of Wonders. The Cave of Wonders is built through our wonder of you, the Shelley Gang. And with that, thank you, and I love you, and goodbye.
Bye. Goodbye.
Hey, clear the way through the old bazaar. Hey, you, let us through. It's a brand new start. Gosh dang it, Shelley. Where are you?